guys, welcome to your full moon yoga for this month. The full moon this month is in Aquarius. It is Leo season, so the full moon is on Monday. I believe it's August 3rd. But the full moon energy kind of carries a couple days before, a couple days after. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. So you are going to need some blocks for today's class. If you don't have blocks, you can use textbooks, Harry Potter books, you know, whatever you got that's kind of generally this size and pretty sturdy. But yeah, so full moon in Aquarius, what does it mean? So Aquarius rules the throat chakra. It rules the thyroid gland, which is in here, communication, speaking up. So we're going to be really focusing on opening up this throat chakra. In Sanskrit, I could be butchering this, so don't mind me. It's the Visuddha chakra. Again, my Sanskrit is not the best. I'm actually just signed up for my 300-hour yoga teacher training, so I'm already a 200-hour. I just signed up for my 300 hours, so we get really deep in the chakras and the Sanskrit, so I'm hoping to learn a lot. But yeah, I have a lot of notes here, so just bear with me. But yeah, so it is the Aquarius full moon, and we are in Leo season. So Leo is about, you know, being confident, you know, standing up, kind of that Leo, the symbol of Leo in tarot is the strength card. I also get real like sun vibes from Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun, so I'm wearing my sun shirt. So it's all about confidence, and then combined with Aquarius, which is about, you know, speaking up, and again, that throat chakra. It's all going to be about standing up for what you believe in, speaking your truth. A lot of rebellious energy, a lot of righteous energy, especially with everything that's going on in the world. Independence, strength, strong emotions. I wrote standing up for causes that you know are righteous. And one of the big things is claiming your power. So our mantra today is going to be, I am powerful. So speaking up is power. Speaking your truth is power. Standing up is power. But we all also have our individual power. So, you know, mine's a little different than yours. I have a power of teaching yoga. I have a power of, you know, helping people reach their goals. Like, we all have different kind of powers, and they show up differently. So think about it. What is your power? And again, power isn't just physical. It's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. So just remember that throughout class. Let me see any other notes I have. So kind of what I wrote down is, so Aquarius is an air sign, and we're in Leo season, which is a fire sign. So what is fire fueled by? Oxygen, right? You put air on a fire, it's going to get bigger. So light that fire, find your power, make it big, speak up, do all the things. And we're going to open up this throat chakra a lot today. We're going to kind of get rid of any blockages here. When your throat chakra is blocked, you're afraid to speak up. You know, you don't say how you really feel. You don't speak your truth. I struggle with that a lot. Communication is probably was one of my biggest weaknesses. But I've definitely worked on it a lot. I used to be terrified to teach yoga. Like when I first did my yoga teacher training, probably like 5 years ago, I was so afraid to like get up and teach a class. And then yoga truly helped me find my power, my voice. And now I can get up in front of, you know, on my Instagram, I have like almost 90,000 followers. I can get up in front of all those people and teach. I can get up in person and teach a class for like 50 people. And I found my voice by using it, by speaking up. So that's what we're going to try to do today. But say it. Say the mantra, I am powerful. Like, speak up, speak it loud. Yell it if you need to, if you can. But yeah, we're going to get right into it. So we're actually going to start in a supported fish pose. So we're going to use our blocks for this. Now, you might need to find what works best for you, different heights of the block, you know, different placements. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my block, one block, right between my shoulder blades, kind of where your bra line is. And the other block you can use under your head as a pillow. You might not need it if you're pretty open. I usually don't need it, but just keep your blocks handy. We are going to use them a lot in this class. So you take your block, you kind of place it right in between your shoulder blades. Again, you can do long ways, you can do sideways, you can do any block height that you're comfortable with. Your arms are going to come by your side, bent elbows. And you're going to lean your head back. Now again, this is where that other block, if you're not flexible enough to do this, you can put that other block underneath your head to kind of give yourself a pillow. Now you can keep your knees bent. You can extend your legs. And we're really just going to start to feel our chest open, this throat chakra open up. So really kind of try to tilt your head back, gazing above, or you can close your eyes. And feel this throat start to open. Might feel a little funky, that's okay. And I just want you to really sink onto this block, really try to push that chin back a little bit farther. Don't like extremely kind of, you know, pull it. I don't want you to crunch the back of your neck, but just let gravity do its thing. Maybe as you inhale, let the chest expand, the belly expand. And as you exhale, let those shoulders melt deeper over that block. And you can close your eyes and just bring your awareness to your breath here. Taking inventory of the mind, the body, the soul. Just seeing what's going on. Again, we're practicing, as always, non-judgment. So any thoughts that might pass by, we notice them, we let them go. We're just checking in. Every time you inhale, your chest should expand, your belly should expand. Maybe you open that throat up a little bit more. And as you exhale, just releasing anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's holding you back, anything that's holding back your power. There is power in letting go. There is power in releasing what you can't control and speaking up and taking charge of what you can control. Now, if you'd like to, we're going to practice Ujjayi Breath. This is Warrior's Breath. This is a warming breath, and it is all focused in the throat. So if you've never practiced it before, I like to call it Darth Vader breath, obviously huge Star Wars nerd. But you're going to close your mouth, and you're still going to breathe in and out through your nose, but you're going to be able to hear it. You're going to kind of, as if you're fogging up a window with your mouth, but your mouth is closed. So try to listen to my breath. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's an audible sound in the back of my throat. So mess around with it, feel it, see how you like it. You should be able to hear it. Maybe if there's someone next to you, they should be able to hear it. And you're really going to feel that warmth in your throat. It's going to send warmth throughout your whole body. And I'll remind you throughout practice to maybe bring it back to that breath. But just practice it, just see how it feels. Let's take a couple more breaths here, utilizing that Ujjayi breath. And remember your mantra, I am powerful. Say it out loud, and then take your Ujjayi breath. You'll feel that power. I am powerful. Start to ponder your power, your truth, how you're going to speak up. And this doesn't mean, I mean, in some cases it does. It means kind of being a little aggressive, a little, I don't want to say mean, but, you know, standing up for yourself. But we never want to be mean or hateful or unkind. This means standing up and speaking your truth in a, you know, powerful but kind way. We don't want to hurt anybody, right? Speak it out loud again. Say it. I am powerful. We're going to seal this with a breath. So I want you to take a really big inhale in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, release. Alright, I know this is probably getting uncomfortable for some of you guys. So what I want you to do is just very gently kind of roll to the side off your block. And then you're going to move that block out of your way. Again, just keep them kind of to the side of your mat because we are going to use them later. So just keep them there, and then we're going to come right back to our back. And we're going to take a little bridge pose here. So it's going to be a very back bendy, heart opening, throat opening class. So for your bridge pose, you're just bending at the knees, bringing your feet bottoms up towards your butt. You can have your hands on either side of you. And I just want you to inhale and lift those hips up. Now, if you want that extra heart opener, a little bit of a throat opener, you're going to shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Maybe you clasp your hands underneath your hips and find that shoulder, that chest opener. And maybe find that Ujjayi breath here. Inhale your hips up a little bit higher. And then exhale, release. one vertebrae at a time. You can windshield wiper out your legs. We're going to do that one more time. Move these blocks so you can see. And one more time, just inhale those hips straight up. And again, if you want to shimmy those shoulders under, if you want to clasp your hands, you can do so. Maybe find that Ujjayi breath. Inhale them up a little bit higher. And exhale, release one vertebrae at a time. Go ahead and windshield wiper it out. Now we're going to find a little windshield wiper stretch here. So I just want you to drop both knees over to the right. Now if this is enough for you, you can stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you're going to bring this right foot right above the left knee. And just really pulling on the outside of that left hip. Bringing a little bit into the hips today. Because with the full moon, we just kind of want to release anything that's not serving us, anything that's kind of stopping us from finding our power. So a lot of hip release, a lot of chest openers. And go ahead and gently release, shake it out a little bit, and then we're going to go to the other side. So dropping the knees over to the left. Now again, you can stay right here if this is enough. If you want a little more, taking that left foot, placing it right above the right knee. Just feeling that stretch. Did you forget about your Ujjayi breath already? Maybe check in there. Go ahead and gently release again. Just shake it out if you need to. We're going to take a couple gentle twists here. So you bring your arms out to a T position. And just draw your knees into your chest and drop them over to the right. You can use that right hand to kind of pull a little bit if it feels good. Maybe you gaze over your shoulder in the opposite direction. And again, maybe find that Ujjayi breath and send warmth to your whole body. Finding that power. Go ahead and inhale, gently bring in everything back to center. And exhale, drop it over to the other side. Again, maybe gaze over that opposite shoulder. Another great tool for opening up that throat chakra is a yoga wheel. I got mine on Amazon. There's actually a link. I'm going to put in the description box a link to my blog, and I actually have a Yoga Essentials blog post. You can find the wheels, the blocks, the mat, everything. And go ahead and inhale, come to center. Squeeze those legs into your chest. Maybe bring your forehead to your knees. And rock side to side in just a little ball for a moment. And then I want you to rock and roll the length of your mat. So just gently up and down just a couple of times, just to kind of massage out that spine until you can come all the way up into a seat. So I'm going to turn to face you, but you can face any direction. We're just going to get a little bit more neck stretches, that throat chakra a little bit more open. So any seat that you're comfortable in. I want you to bring your hands to your knees. And now we're just going to nod our head yes. Very, very exaggerated. So inhale, dropping the head back. Again, really trying to press that chin backwards. So really opening up this throat chakra. And then exhale, just drop the chin to the chest. And inhale, bring it back. And exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, drop it back. And exhale, chin to chest. Now, with our chin here to our chest, now I want you to shake your head no. Again, really exaggerated. And these exercises are also encouraging you to use your voice. Say no to the things that you want to say no to, and say yes to the things that you want to say yes to. Don't let anybody convince you any different. Trust your intuition and use your voice. All right, now we're gonna find our tabletop position. Now I want you to keep, again, these blocks near you because we are gonna be using them. So just make sure you kind of have them nearby. Find your table atop. So hands and knees, shoulder, elbow, wrists are all in line. Your hips are directly over your knees. And we're just gonna inhale. And this time, again, I really want you to try to lift that chin. Feel that throat open. Open the chest, arch the back. And exhale. Bring chin to chest, dome out the shoulders. Inhale, open up. Try to really gaze forward, lift that chin. And exhale, round. Now this is a great place to practice your Ujjayi breath. So do about 5 more rounds of this on your own breath. Really try to bring that fire, bring that Leo energy. And anything that feels good here, if there's a place where you're really tight and you just want to hold it there, or you want to rock side to side, or do whatever you want to do, listening to your body, do so. Just remember that Ujjayi breath. Really try to practice that. Go ahead and finish up the round that you're on and come back to a neutral spine. So we're gonna find a puppy pose here. Now puppy pose can be a little intense. So if it's too intense for you, I just want you to take a child's pose. If you want to take your puppy pose, you're keeping your hips and your knees right where they are. You're extending your arms out and you're dropping your chest to the mat. Now to open up that throat chakra more, I want you to put your chin on the mat and gaze up towards your hands. Again, if this is too much, you can bring your forehead to the mat. You can take your child's pose. Find what works for you. Everything I say is an option, not an order. You know your body. So again, it's really feeling this upper spine open up. Really trying to gaze towards those hands. Finding that Ujjayi breath. When you're ready, I want you to inhale. Gently press into those hands, come back up. Now, we're gonna take a variation of puppy pose with our blocks. So if that puppy pose just now was already, a little much for you, you're not gonna take the next step, you're just gonna do that again. If you want a little more, you're gonna take those blocks and we're gonna place them underneath our hands. Again, depending on how flexible you are, you can kind of modify the height of the blocks. So same concept, and just dropping that chest to the mat. Now this might already feel more intense for you. I don't even feel like this is too much. Take away the blocks. Again, find that Ujjayi breath. Now gently press into the blocks and come up. You can release, get those blocks over to the side or in front of your mat, just again where we can kind of reach them if we need them, and shake it out a little bit. So that should have been really intense in the upper spine, the throat, maybe a little bit on your chin if your chin was on the mat. All right, so we're gonna find our first downward facing dog. So when you're ready, just tuck the toes and inhale the hips up and back. And maybe just take your dog for a walk here, pedal out the feet, rock out the hips. And just hang out here, finding some movement. Maybe again, finding that Ujjayi breath. Now Aquarius also rules the calves, the forearms, the wrists, the ankles, kind of the lower extremities. So I want you to inhale, come to your tippy toes, and exhale, just drop your heels over to the right. So you should feel this in your calves, in your ankles, trying to keep that upper body still in that downward dog position. Now inhale back to center, come to tippy toes, and exhale, drop the heels over to the left. And then go ahead and inhale, center. And exhale, drop your heels. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. And exhale, just travel into a forward fold. Now this is our first forward fold. So just hang out and do what feels good. You can grab for opposite elbows. You can maybe give your legs a hug. If you have a really open chest, you can clasp behind the back and do a little chest opener. That is an accessible pose for me. I've had multiple chest surgeries, so I can't do that one without a strap, but that's okay, because guess what? It's my body and I listen to it. So again, find what works for you and your body. Any variation of the pose you take is absolutely wonderful. Now go ahead and bring your hands to your shins, press into them, inhale for a halfway lift, flat spine. And exhale, fold. And inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Take a moment. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about your mantra. I am powerful. I want you to find that Ujjayi breath. I want you to think about your power, your truth, how you're going to speak up, how you're going to speak your truth, and what is your power. Now seal it with a breath. So take a really big inhale in through the nose, then exhale through the mouth. Go ahead and close the lips. Resume your Ujjayi breath. Now I want you to inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, you're going to take a side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the left. And inhale, center. And exhale, I want you to find a back bend. So post out the arms, and again, really try to push that chin back. Open up the throat, open up the chest. Inhale, come up. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Try with your Ujjayi breath. Inhale up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the left. And inhale, center. Exhale, find that back bend. Inhale, center. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. And I want you to do that one more time. I'm not going to cue it. You're going to do it on your own. You can watch me if you need to, but I want you to really tune in with that Ujjayi breath. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and start. We'll meet standing at the top of our mats with our hands at heart center. Take your time. Don't worry if you're taking a little slower, a little faster. Whatever you're doing is perfectly fine. And once we're all there, we're all going to do it together one more time. So I want you to inhale those arms up. Exhale, find that side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Now I want you to plant those hands. You're going to step back to a high plank. But don't worry, when you get there, you can drop to your knees if you need to. I just want us all to hold this nice straight spine, hips in line with the shoulders, shoulder over wrists. And just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you can drop to your knees, lower all the way to your belly. Just get a little bit of inner fire going there, that core strength. So I want you to keep your hands right underneath your shoulders. We're going to do a little low Cobra Flow here. So I want you to inhale, lift just shoulder, chest, head. Really try to press that chin up. And exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Maybe hover the fingertips. And exhale, release. Inhale up one more time. Maybe this time you hover the hands. And exhale, release. Now we're going to come to a Sphinx Pose. So you're just going to press up and come to your forearms. So if this is enough for you, I want you to really make sure these shoulders aren't shrugged up to your ears. Press them down. And really just try to gaze up. Again, we don't want to crunch the back of our neck too much. So if you feel that crunch, maybe loosen up a little bit, but really try to open that throat. Now if you want a little more, you're going to press into your hands. Lift up. And we're going to slowly just walk our hands back. Moving that stretch down the spine until we get all the way to our full high cobra. So hands should place right underneath the shoulders. And now if you're here, and again, you can stay in your Sphinx pose, stay at any level that you feel good at. Pressing the hips to the mat again. Your ears shouldn't be touching your shoulders. You should be pressing away, lifting that chin, gazing up, and breathe here. Take a big inhale in. And exhale, go ahead and gently release down. We can hang out here on your stomach for a moment. You can bring your hands across in front of you if you'd like. Rest that forehead on your forearms, or you can bring hands back and kind of rest your head on the mat again. Whatever works for you. We're just taking a little rest here. And I just want you to kind of shake out your hips just a little bit. Rock them from side to side. All right, whenever you're ready, you're going to bring your hands beneath your shoulders. I want you to tuck the toes. Now, if you need to go through a tabletop position here first, that's totally fine. If not, we're just going to go right to a downward facing dog. You're just going to press up, find that downward dog. Take your dog for a walk for a second. And shake it out a little bit. And then go ahead and just come right to your knees. So we're going to work a little bit on some hip flexory stuff just so you can get a deeper back bend. And then we're going to play around with Camel. So again, I want you to keep your blocks nearby. So just kind of keep them at your sides if you need them for Camel or for your lunges also. So I want you to come up so you're kind of standing on your knees. Now you can keep these blocks with you. And I just want you to bring your right leg out. So you're stepping your right foot out, keeping this knee over the ankle, this back knee. You're really pressing this hip into the mat, so your back knee is kind of staying where it is. If it's too much on this back knee, you can roll up a blanket, put it under there, put a pillow in again. If you just need these blocks, bringing them on either side of your foot. You can bring them both to the inside. Maybe you don't need the blocks and you're like, okay, I'm good. Again, listen to your body, making sure these hips are square to the front of the mat. Maybe put your hands on your hips just a little bit. Then if you can, you're just going to inhale those arms up. Maybe take a little baby back bend. Maybe incorporate that throat chakra and look back. Maybe you find your Ujjayi Breath. Now take a big inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Now we're going to shift into a half splits. So just straightening that front knee. Again, you can use your blocks here. You're flexing your toes kind of back towards your face. Again, if you don't need the blocks, no worries. I like to just shake my hips a little bit here. And try not to be super hunched over. Kind of thinking halfway lift with the spine. And just shake it out. Now when you're ready, you're going to shift back into that lunge again. If you need the blocks, keep them there. And then we're going to come back to our knees. So just gently pressing back. Come back to your knees. Shake it out a little bit. And we'll go to the other side. So again, this left leg is just going to step out. Knee is over the ankle. This back knee is staying where it is. Again, if you need a little pillow blanket under that knee, you can use your blocks. You can bring your hands to your thigh. You can bring your hands to your hips. Maybe make sure they're square. And maybe you inhale up. And you find that Ujjayi breath and you open up that throat. We take a big inhale. Exhale, release hands to the blocks or to the mat. Find that half split. So again, straightening that front knee. Again, see if you need the blocks, whatever works for you and your body. Flexing those toes back towards your face. And maybe shake it out a little bit. And gently, we're going to come back to that low lunge. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back to our knees. So just gently releasing, coming back. You can take a seat for a moment, kind of rock your hips from side to side. I like doing the little rocky things. I feel like it kind of gets some of that stagnant energy out, you know what I mean? All right, so we're going to work on camel. So keep the blocks if you need them. I'm going to talk you through kind of levels of the pose, and you find the one that works for you. You find your edge, and then you stay there. So you're going to come up on your knees. Keep these blocks in your body. All right, so we're going to really try to press these hips forward, and we're going to open up the chest, again, opening up the throat. So first one, I just want you to bring your hands to your low back. So kind of, I have this kind of crevice where my hips meet my spine. But yeah, just right on, you can kind of feel your hip bones here, your pelvis, the top of your pelvis. And you're bringing your hands in, and you're trying to squeeze those elbows behind you. And I want you to inhale here, and exhale. Just start to push the hips forward, opening up the chest, and again, really push that chin back. Gazing behind you, opening up that throat, opening up the chest. The whole front body is open here. Let me breathe. And now take an inhale and really, really gently come back to a seat on your feet. And just take a moment, do what you need to do. So if that was enough for you, you're going to stay right there. If you want a little bit more, we're going to go a little bit further, and then we're going to go a little bit even further still. You find your edge. You know your edge better than me. So we're going to come up again. This time I want you to bring your hands to heart center. Again, if this is what works for you, I want you to stay here. And we're going to inhale here and exhale. Start to press everything forward, leaning the head back. Now maybe you want to extend your arms overhead, really opening up the chest, the throat. Take any hand variation you like. And inhale. Gently, gently, gently. Come back down. And shake it out. These are intense back bends, guys, so it's okay if it feels weird. If you're like, oh my gosh, this is hard, I get it. So this last variation, you can use the blocks here. So the point, the full variation of the pose is reaching back and touching your heels. But if you're like, I can't do that, you can reach back and grab the blocks. So kind of put them really close to your feet, or you can put them on the inside of your feet if that works better. We're going to bring the hands to that space right in the low back, right where the hips are. We're going to inhale here and exhale. Start to bend back. Now maybe you hang out here. Maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to reach for those blocks. Again, it might work a little better if you keep them kind of on the inside, outside, whatever works for you. Maybe you reach for those blocks. Maybe you reach for your heels. Find that full camel. Maybe again, leaning the chin back, opening up the whole front body. Now inhale very, very, very gently and slowly come back down. Shake it out. You might notice you get a little lightheaded at those extreme back bends. It's okay, our lungs are stretched so much and we're back, kind of takes the breath away. That's why we want to come down and out of it really slow so you don't kind of get faint, you know, see stars. We don't want that. All right, let's get rid of some of that energy. We just really stretch out the front body. We got a little forward folding in there. So I just want you to find a child's pose. We're gonna release that low back. I like my wide-legged child's pose. You find the variation that works best for you. Now I want you to relax, chin to chest, or chest to mat, and maybe your chin, you're still looking up towards your hands to get a little bit extra throat chakra work in there. And then bring it back to that Ujjayi breath. Feel that power in the back of your throat. And remember your mantra. I am powerful. You should be feeling it, feeling that power. Just breathe here, a couple more breaths. Releasing anything that doesn't serve you or your power. Letting go of anything you can't control. And when you're ready, just inhale. Come back up to that tabletop. And now we're going to find Pigeon Pose here. So if you'd like to take it from your downward facing dog, you're welcome to. I'm just going to take it here from my tabletop. So I'm just going to bring that right leg forward. And I'm going to bring that shin parallel to the front of the mat. Bending at the knee, finding my pigeon. Now again, maybe you use your blocks here too. Maybe you need your blocks to take that back bend. Maybe you need to place a block underneath that hip if your hip doesn't fully reach the mat. Totally okay. Just make sure you find that little back bend, last little heart opener, throat opener here, and then go ahead and put your pigeon to sleep. Take that resting pigeon. Find your edge. Find your Ujjayi breath. Pigeon is a great release for emotions, for any pent-up energy. Anything that doesn't serve you, we're getting rid of it. It's blocking our truth. It's blocking our power. So when you're ready, you can come up, place your hands on the mat. You can release into just your tabletop. Maybe shake it out. And then we'll take it to the other side. So again, just bringing that left foot forward, bending at the knee, shin is parallel with the top of the mat. And maybe finding your blocks to find that full expression for just a moment, or putting a block underneath that left hip. And then you can go ahead and rest your pigeon, find your edge, find your Ujjayi breath, and find your power. And gently lift yourself up when you're ready, placing your hands in the mat. You can just gently release that pigeon, come to a seat, and we're going to take it all the way to our back. Start that cool down process. So just gently come down to your back. On the mat, you can shake it out a little bit once you get there. Now I'm just going to take some final twists. So I want you to bring your arms out to a T position. You're going to extend both legs onto the mat. And I just want you to bring that right knee into your chest. You can kind of use this left hand to guide it, but inhale here and exhale, draw it over to the left. So taking that supine twist. Maybe you gaze over your shoulder in the opposite direction. Again, a nice little throat opener, a little throat twist.
Really trying to keep that right shoulder on the mat. Maybe still holding on to that Ujjayi breath just for a little bit longer. I'm going to inhale, gently come center. You can extend both legs one more time. I kicked over my block. And then bring that left knee in. Inhale here, and just exhale. Draw it over to the right. You might hear some crickety cracks in your spine, that's okay. Maybe you gaze over your shoulder in the opposite direction. Just really kind of trying to keep that chin and the shoulder down on the mat. And inhale here, and exhale, bring everything back to center. We're gonna take one last pose, our happy baby, my favorite. If there's any other pose that's calling your name, you listen to it. But just draw your knees into the chest. Now you can grab behind the thighs, you can grab behind the calves, or you can grab the feet. I'm just pulling those knees down to the mat, opening up the hips, the low back. Just one final release. Maybe you start to release that Ujjayi breath. Just bring it back to your natural breath. Go ahead and release when you're ready. Now, option if you'd like to take our final Savasana in the same supported fish pose that we started class with, you're welcome to. If not, we can take a regular Savasana. If you're like, there's something else calling my name, I want to take Supta Baddha with my hips open, I think I actually might do that. You listen to your body. It knows what it wants. That's part of your power, is your intuition. And listening to your body, and your body is your power. Your body is your own. Taking up space is your power. And say it one more time. I am powerful. I'm speaking my truth. I'm standing up for what I believe is right. I'm using my power. And with that, we'll come to our Savasana. So just breathe, think about your power. I'll let you know when it's time to come back. And when you're ready, you can start to bring your awareness back into your space and back into your body. And as always, if you'd like to take a longer Savasana, please do. You can start to wiggle your toes or wiggle your fingers. You can roll out your wrists or roll out your ankles. And you start to make those movements bigger until you draw your knees into your chest. And maybe rock a little bit. Just release that low back. And then we're going to drop our knees over to either side, rolling to either side using that bottom arm as a pillow. Finding that fetal pose just for a moment. And keeping your eyes closed, gently pressing your way up to a seat. Any seat will do, any seat that you are comfortable in. You can bring your hands to either side of you, feeling the mat beneath your fingertips.
And inhale your arms up, take in all that power, all that awesome energy. And exhale, bring them back down, releasing anything that's blocking your power. Inhale them up one more time. Exhale, draw those palms together to touch. And you can draw them, if you'd like, right to your throat or to your heart. Saying it again. I am powerful. Letting a smile cross your lips. The light in me honors the light in each of you. We bow to our practice. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me. If you'd like to practice with me more, I have plenty of videos here on YouTube. I have yoga courses for sale as well. You can also check me out on Instagram at Nourished Natasha. And I think that's all I got. I hope you have a lovely full moon.